Hello everybody and welcome back to Misha's World Kitchen. Today it's a classic Thai green curry chicken. Now I've made this dish for, over 35 or so years. And there are many different variations. For all of you that have either tried to make it or looked at it on YouTube or been to Thailand, you'll know that there's many different ways of it being served. I learnt this version when I studied at the Blue Elephant Cooking School in Phuket. So I'm happy to give you what I think is a very authentic dish. Come in close and look at the ingredients we've got. Obviously a green curry, there are very different types of curry throughout Southeast Asia and in Thailand. But for the green curry, it's because there's a lot of green vegetable in it. So we have the classic green curry paste. Now you can make this yourself. I buy it commercially because I only use a small amount and I don't want to make a large amount in a mortar and pestle. I've got lime here and kaffir lime leaves. I've got a little bit of dessert spoon of sugar, some chopped peanuts for garnish, some sprouts for garnish. Usually I use the tiny little eggplants. They're green. They almost look like the size of a large pea and they're quite sour. I couldn't get them today, they'd sold out, but I will slice a few of these slightly larger eggplant pieces to go in. It's the only non-green thing. Then I've got garlic, I've got green chili, I've got Thai small mouse chili, and I've got chopped coriander root. Obviously we'll be using coconut milk, we'll be using the Thai fish sauce, and then of course coriander and some fresh basil I'll stir in later. And I'll also add in beautiful fresh snap peas. Now you can either just use the fresh peas inside the pod, or you can use the peas and the pod together, but I'm going to use two, so it'll give you a bit more variety. So what I'm going to start doing now is I'm going to fry the curry paste. Always fry the paste. And the reason we do that is it releases the flavour. The paste is made up of green chilli, coriander seed and root, salt and pepper, and it's effectively, and garlic. It's effectively what I'm doing here. I've already added in my Kampot Cambodian pepper. The peas and the eggplant will go in later, but at the moment we'll fry off the garlic paste, a little bit of extra, I beg your pardon, the chili paste, a little bit extra garlic, the mouse garlic and the coriander root. Now we'll start frying that up. It's good, I'm using a little bit of olive oil here. You can use vegetable oil, canola, grapeseed, flaxseed oil. It's absolutely all fine. This will come up to a bubble. We don't want to fry it too much. You just want to fry all your condiments like this to release the flavour from the paste, okay? So we don't use onion or anything like that. It's really just the garlic, the chili, the paste. I put in extra garlic because I like garlic. And then later on, I'll add in some fresh chicken. Now I'm using a mixture of what they call here in Australia, lovely legs. And what they are is half a chicken leg where the back part's been cut off and they've stripped the skin, but it's still got the bone in. And I think that's really important for flavour because the marrow will flavour the stew as well. Then I've just got chicken wings because those little parts of meat there that are on the chicken wing go very well in this type of curry. And of course with the bone in, you get some extra flavour there. I would stay away from chicken breast unless you're on a diet, yep, because you won't get the same depth of chicken flavour. This is starting to fry up now really nicely. And you really want it to sizzle away and you'll start to feel the fragrance and smell the fragrance of the garlic and the chili. I like mine a bit spicy. If you don't want yours too spicy, don't add in the extra chilies that I did. Just stay with the garlic paste. Of course, if you're using either coconut cream, which I'm using today, or coconut milk, the milk, you can use either coconut cream or coconut milk, but the milk will not offset the spice as well as the cream will. Because the cream's thicker, you won't get such a spicy aftertaste. Okay, so if you don't like spice too much, use coconut cream. I use coconut milk because for two reasons. It's slightly healthier, there's less fat, and you get it more often in Thailand than you do coconut cream, which is usually left for richer dishes, but you can use either. So this is coming to a nice sizzle now. I've turned the fan on because whenever you cook chili, be very careful. If you breathe in the smoke, it's not great. Now I'm going to add in the chicken. just for colour. Just heat it up. As I said, chili. Whoa, it's so good. So I'm going to heat this chicken up now, just a little bit, just to get a little bit of colour on it, get the cooking process started, because most of the cooking process is actually in the stewing in the coconut milk. Yep, as high a heat as you can. Most Asian cooking is, as you know, is done on high heat, either to start off with, for stir fries, but in Thai cooking, there's a couple of different versions and techniques. And this one, of course, is to cook the chicken first on a slightly high heat, and then to bring the heat down, add in all the other pieces. Come over here, and I'm going to show you again, if I haven't already, how to slice a keffiyeh lime leaf. You know, you get those nice thin slices? This is what you do. Fresh, don't use the dry stuff. Roll it like that. Roll it again over, and just slice thinly. And that can go in. And that'll give you that really authentic lime flavour, along with the lime juice that I'll put in later. Now I'm going to slice up the eggplant, because that'll be the next thing to go in. It's the thicker of the vegetables. That's all you need to do, skin and all. And that'll be the next to go in. Okay, you all know now, or you should know, how to do juice of a lime. Back of the knife, you can put it in the peas because I'm going to add that in later, and down the back of the knife, and the juice will run into whatever receptacle you've got for it. So there's the lime juice. I've also seen in recipes lime zest added in, but I think with the keffiyeh lime leaves and the juice, we should be fine. Of course, make sure everything's at room temperature. If you get things out of the fridge and they're cold, you'll disrupt the cooking. If you add something from the fridge into there, that will bring the temperature down. So you want to make sure everything's at room temperature. And if you're wondering about a recipe, that's why I say watch, because you'll learn by watching. You can see now the chicken's taken on some colour. So I'm going to drop the heat right down now. Excuse me. And I'm going to add in the coconut milk. There we go. That will get rid of the chili sauce. About 2 tablespoons of fish sauce. So we've got the salt now, we've got the heat with the chili, and we've got the salt with the fish sauce. Don't put too much in, you can adjust that later. I'll now add in the peas and the eggplant. I can turn that fan off now. And what I'm going to do is just let that sit in the coconut milk now, probably for about 20 to 25 minutes at a very low heat. If you put it on too high a heat, the coconut milk might split, and especially with coconut cream. So the rest of the things I've got here are now for garnish. Oh, I beg your pardon, 1 tablespoon, or dessert spoon, I beg your pardon, of sugar. Because in most Thai, Southeast Asian, Cambodian, Filipino cooking, sugar is used. Palm sugar, brown sugar, raw sugar. I don't think we use enough sugar in our cooking anymore. We've forgotten about the use of it, but it really is the standard flavour package that you get in Southeast Asia, which is of course salty, sour, chili, spicy, sweet. Okay, that's all you need to remember. So I'm going to stop now, let that cook down for a while until the chicken is done. Make sure the chicken is not pink inside, because there's a problem then with, you know, salmonella or something like that. Always make sure if you're cooking with chicken that it is well done to the bone. I'm going to let that simmer, and I'll see you soon. Bye. Welcome back. Okay, come in close and have a look. This has been simmering now for about half an hour on a fairly medium height. If it's too low, the chicken won't cook through the thick parts. The wings will be okay, but your thick parts here, the drumstick ends, won't cook through. So I've turned those kind of every 10 minutes to make sure they're all submerged in the coconut milk. And you can see the little bits of eggplant there and the peas cooked through nicely. So the last thing we do now is obviously turn off the heat. I'm going to plate it up. That's ready to roll. A whole handful of coriander and fresh basil. Just tear it up. Don't chop your basil with a knife, because when you do, it goes brown on the ends. So I just ripped it off the bunch here and I throw it in. And then I'll use a little bit more for garnishing. So there we go. That's actually ready to roll. So I'm going to plate one up for you. So come over here. The rice is already ready to go. I don't think you need a lesson on rice. So what we'll do is some rice in the bowl. It's nothing like that jasmine rice. The smell of that, absolutely wonderful. And then I'm going to give myself a drumstick and a wing. And of course, most importantly, that beautiful sauce with the eggplant and the peas. A little bit more there. Fresh basil and coriander already. And then I'm going to finish it off with some freshly chopped kaffir lime leaves. A little bit more coriander. Some bean sprouts, some fresh bean sprouts for crunch. And, of course, in Southeast Asia, just a few little chopped peanuts. And there you have it, very easy. Mishka's Thai green curry chicken, as authentic as you can make it. Email me or message me if you have any questions. The recipe is really easy. I like to demonstrate because I think it's better to watch and learn. But if you want amounts, brands, tastes, names, let me know and I'll help you out. I'll see you next time. Bye.